After decades of war and bad spending decisions by the government, Lebanon's economy is in ruin. I'm speaking to people who've had their life savings wiped out. There are fuel shortages and power cuts, a local currency that's lost 95% of its value, and crucially, money trapped in the bank. People are literally robbing banks at gunpoint to demand access to their own cash. And because of this, a sort of shadow crypto economy has emerged. So we're talking about locals mining for Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Litecoin to earn money because they can't find work. Others are getting paid in Bitcoin by finding freelance gigs on Reddit and then treating Bitcoin like their bank because they think it's the safest way to store their savings. I also spoke to multiple people who are arranging meetings in Telegram to swap the stablecoin Tether for actual U.S. dollars, which they then use to buy groceries. Overwhelmingly, what I keep hearing is that people are desperate for a connection to money that actually makes sense, and decentralized digital currencies that are outside the reach of bankers and politicians makes a whole lot more sense than the Lebanese lira right now.
All right, so Mac, let's talk a little bit about some of those crypto mines you mentioned. If there's widespread power cuts and fuel shortages, how does this actually make sense as a way to make money?
So it makes sense because of hydropower. So in certain pockets of the country, like in the Shuf mountain range, which is south of Lebanon, there is abundant and inexpensive electricity being harnessed from the Litani River. Now, I spoke to Ahmed Abu Dair. He's 22 years old, and he runs an expansive mining network across the country. Now, he has 40 employees working for him. Some of his mining farms are actually running on solar power closer to the Syrian border. And what I find especially compelling about his business model is the fact that he allows people to remotely invest in his operation and then earn a monthly dividend in crypto. And some of his customers are at the opposite end of the country from where these farms are. Some are in Syria, Turkey, and Egypt. It's a really interesting setup.
All right, I know how well-versed you are on crypto. You have a lot of insight on the entire industry, but you're going to have to explain this one. Tether as a form of currency or money. Can you just explain that one? Because we saw some of the issues with it previously.
Right. So in some cases, people are using Tether as a way to get a hold of physical cash. Because remember, even when the Lebanese banks let you withdraw money from your account, there are certain caps on it, and they're taking a huge chunk out of your deposit. So other people are turning to online forums. They're going to Telegram groups to set up a trade. This can be $30 worth of Tether in exchange for physical U.S. dollar bills. Sometimes it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. There are also slightly more formal channels, although all of what we're talking about right now is the black market. But there are these over-the-counter exchange traders who deal specifically in crypto, but they're going to take a cut of the transaction on either end. And then, Frank, there are some merchants who are actually getting into the business of accepting Tether directly. There are restaurants and markets. They just say it's a better way to do business nowadays.
All right, more and more, we're seeing different utilities for cryptocurrencies. Mackenzie Sagales, always great to see you. Always great to have your insight on cryptocurrency, which can be a bit opaque, but you're definitely shining some light on it. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank.